9. Things never share with anyone. A Stoic guide. Have you ever noticed how some of the most powerful and confident people don't seem to say much at all? They just move with a quiet self-assurance, letting their actions speak for them. In a world that seems to demand constant updates, where we're encouraged to share every win, worry, and whim, choosing silence has become a radical act. It's become a hidden source of strength. I used to be an open book. I'd share everything, my goals, my anxieties, my next big move. But honestly, I often felt more drained than supported, and more judged than understood. My plans would lose steam, and my worries would get heavier under the weight of other people's opinions. So, I decided to try an experiment inspired by timeless Stoic wisdom. For 1 week, I challenged myself to keep 9 specific things completely private. What I learned about the power of silence wasn't just an intellectual exercise, it was a profound shift in how I felt. It wasn't about being secretive, it was about building an inner fortress, a quiet place where my own strength could grow. Here are the 9 things you should consider keeping to yourself, and what happened when I did. 1. Your future plans and intentions. The very first thing I stopped talking about was my grand plans. For years, any time I had a new idea, I'd immediately tell 10 people. I was looking for that pat on the back, the "wow, that's amazing." But what I often got was a slow leak of my own motivation. Sharing your plans too early exposes them to doubt, criticism, and well-meaning but often misguided advice. This is where Stoic wisdom offers a powerful lesson. It teaches that our energy is a finite resource, and it's better spent on action, not announcement. During my week of silence, a new project idea came to me. My old habit was screaming at me to call a friend or post about my next chapter. Instead, I just wrote it down in a private journal and broke the goal into small, manageable steps. Every day, instead of talking about what I was going to do, I just did a small piece of it. The result was incredible. All the energy I would have wasted in conversations went directly into the work. The plan felt more real, more solid, because it was mine and mine alone, unburdened by outside opinions. As a philosopher like Seneca would suggest, the best plans are grown in the quiet of our own minds until they're strong enough to face the world. When you keep your plans to yourself, you protect your focus. You let your success make the noise for you. 2. Your acts of charity or kindness. The second thing I kept quiet was any act of kindness I did for someone else. We live in an age where good deeds can feel like a performance, often posted online for everyone to see. But true generosity, in the spirit of Stoicism, is selfless. It doesn't need an audience. When you announce your kindness, you risk turning a good deed into a transaction for social points. It can cheapen the gesture and even unintentionally embarrass the person you're helping. Halfway through my experiment, I got a chance to help a neighbor with an unexpected expense. It was a simple, quiet gesture. In the past, I might have told my partner or a friend, not to brag, but just to get that little boost of feeling good about myself. This time, I told no one. The act became a silent agreement between my values and my actions, and something interesting happened in that silence. The good feeling wasn't a fleeting rush from someone else's approval. It was a deep, solid sense of integrity that stayed with me. This is consistent with the Stoic ideal of doing the right thing simply because it's the right thing to do. The virtue is in the act itself, not the applause. By giving quietly, you protect the dignity of others and the integrity of your own character. 3. Your family matters and conflicts. The third area I guarded was the complex world of family issues. It's so tempting, when you're frustrated with a loved one, to vent to a friend, find an ally, and get your feelings validated. But family matters are incredibly personal. Sharing them with outsiders, no matter how well-intentioned, invites gossip and judgment. It's like throwing open the doors to your home and letting the whole world weigh in on your private life. During that week, a small but emotional disagreement came up in my family. My first impulse was to text a friend and lay out the whole story. Instead, I made myself sit with the discomfort. I wrote down my feelings just for me, to figure them out. This process gave me a clarity that venting never could. It helped me approach my family member later with composure and a genuine wish to resolve things, not just a need to be right. This aligns with the Stoic emphasis on preserving the trust that holds a family together. Handling conflicts privately protects the sanctity of your most important relationships. 4. Your financial situation. The fourth secret, and one of the trickiest to keep, is the state of your finances. Whether you're celebrating a big win or struggling to get by, talking about money changes the dynamic. Sharing your wealth can attract envy and resentment, while revealing hardship can invite pity or condescending advice. Either way, it can make you feel like you've lost a bit of your independence. For my 1-week challenge, this meant I had to politely sidestep conversations about money. When a friend asked about the cost of a recent trip, I just smiled and said it was worth every penny, then changed the subject. It felt empowering. My financial situation, good or bad, was just a tool for my life, not a scorecard of my worth. This reminds me of the Stoic sentiment that true wealth isn't about having a lot, but about needing very little. By keeping your finances private, you encourage people to see you for your character, not your bank account. It frees you from the pressure of their expressions and the weight of their pity. 5. Past insults, hurts, and emotional wounds. This might have been the hardest and most freeing secret to keep. We all carry scars from past betrayals or insults. Our culture often tells us to talk it out, to share our pain, to process it. And while that has its place with a trusted therapist or partner, constantly repeating old grievances to everyone gives them power they don't deserve. It keeps the wound fresh and chains you to your past. So for 1 week, I made a conscious choice. I wouldn't speak about any past hurt. I wouldn't bring up the friend who disappointed me years ago, or the boss who took credit for my work. When those thoughts came up, I acknowledged them and then let them go, refusing to give them a voice. It was like starving a fire of oxygen. The emotional charge started to fade. The Stoics believed that by clinging to insults, we give other people control over our peace of mind. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that our pain comes not from what happened, but from our judgment of it. By choosing not to constantly share these hurts, you aren't suppressing them, you're just refusing to let them live rent-free in your head today. You're taking back your emotional freedom. If you're finding this guide to building inner strength valuable, take a moment to subscribe. We explore timeless wisdom like this every week to help you live a more resilient and peaceful life. Your support helps us keep this journey going. Now, let's get back to the final 4 secrets. 6. Your honor and achievements. Secret number 6 is related to keeping your charity quiet. Keep your achievements to yourself. In a world of victory, laps, and LinkedIn updates, this feels totally backward. But boasting, even humbly, can stir up resentment. It can also make your accomplishments feel smaller, as if they need someone else's applause to be real. During my challenge week, I received a small professional award. My first instinct was to post about it. Instead, I only shared the news with my immediate family. I just let the achievement be what it was, a quiet confirmation of my work. The feeling wasn't the quick high of public praise, but a solid, unshakable self-respect. This mirrors the Stoic focus on letting your character speak for itself. When you let your results do the talking, you don't have to. The respect you earn will be deeper because it's based on what you do, not what you say you've done. 7. Your health and medical details. The seventh area I protected was my health. Outside of your innermost circle, sharing the details of your health struggles can change how people see you. You risk being defined by your condition, becoming the friend with anxiety or the guy with the bad back. It also opens the floodgates to unsolicited advice and a kind of pity that can chip away at your own sense of strength. I have a minor chronic health issue that sometimes flares up. During my silent week, it did. Instead of explaining why I was tired or uncomfortable, I just managed it. I adjusted my day and my energy levels without any announcement or apology. The shift was powerful. I wasn't my condition. I was a person managing a challenge. The Stoics teach us to distinguish between what we control and what we don't. While our health isn't always in our control, our response to it is. By maintaining privacy around your health, you protect your dignity and stay in control of your own story. You remain a whole person in your own eyes, which is what matters most. 8. Your sexuality and intimate life. Intimacy is, by its nature, private. It's a sacred space between people. The eighth secret, guarding the details of your romantic and sexual life, is about honoring that. Sharing intimate details, whether good or bad, opens up that private world to judgment, misinterpretation, and gossip. It can devalue experiences that are meant to be cherished. This part of the challenge wasn't about being cold or distant with friends. It was simply about setting a boundary. It meant not dissecting a recent date, not complaining about a partner's little habits, and not sharing the private moments that are the foundation of a relationship. In doing so, I felt the relationship itself grow stronger, as if it were protected in its own sphere of trust. This is where Stoic values like dignity and discretion are so important. Protecting the privacy of your intimate life isn't about hiding things. It's about building a fortress of respect around the bonds that mean the most. 9. Your age. The final secret I kept was my age. This one might sound small, but it's surprisingly powerful. Age is just a number, but society often uses it to put you in a box. You're either too young and inexperienced, or you're too old and irrelevant. Sharing your age can invite stereotypes that have nothing to do with who you really are. Throughout the week, any time the topic came up, I would just gently deflect it. I found that when people couldn't label me with a number, they had to engage with who I actually was, my ideas, my energy, my presence. Now, the ancient Stoics didn't talk about modern ageism, but their core teachings apply perfectly. They believed life should be measured by its quality and virtue, not by the number of years you've been around. Keeping your age private can be a quiet act of rebellion. It's a statement that your worth comes from your character, not your spot on a timeline. Conclusion. After 1 week of guarding these 9 areas of my life, I didn't feel isolated. I felt powerful. The noise of the world seemed to fade, and in its place was a quiet, solid confidence. My inner world, my inner citadel, as the Stoics called it, felt safe and peaceful. This isn't about building walls to keep people out. It's about building a foundation of inner strength, self-respect, and emotional resilience. It's about realizing that your peace of mind is your most valuable asset, and it deserves to be protected. True power doesn't shout. It resides in the calm certainty of a mind that is its own master. As the Stoics taught, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. What's one thing you feel you might overshare? And which one of these secrets will you try to keep private for just 1 week? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's learn from each other on this path to quiet strength. And, if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next exploration of timeless wisdom. Remember, what people don't know, they can't disrupt. Guard your peace.